Alright babes, it's Bimini and we are back with a brand new episode of The Pieces, and this week's guest is the incredible Fats Timbo, baby. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me on this very grey day.
On this very, very grey day. It's very grey outside. I'm no joke. I'm going home after this. I'm getting a duvet. I'm getting a takeaway. You're going to the gym. I'm envious, but also I need to do it for myself.
But I'm envious that you're going to have a duvet day because I'm going to have it after the gym.
What if you were to have a duvet day, what would your go-to film be?
My go-to film probably has to be White Chicks. I love that movie.
It is a classic.
I love it so much.
Is it like on
Never
Netflix?
fails to make me laugh.
They've removed some of the scenes.
Yes, they have. They have. And I love Scary Movie as well. All
That's
the
a
old
good one.
school, like, stuff that wouldn't be funny today.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely love, because I feel like I grew up on that kind of humour, and you know, right now everyone's a bit sensitive, and it's like we're growing to be more sensitive. But I think humour like that is just so funny.
How does that influence your humour?
It makes me less fearful to just make fun of myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in terms of making fun out of other people. For me, it's just, I like light-hearted humour. I like humour that, you know, sometimes my life is a joke, and it's okay to embrace it and make other people laugh.
There's power in that, though.
Yeah, always power in it. So I think growing up on humour like that and seeing like Little Britain, Little Britain humour, you know, it just made me think, oh, do you know what? It's all right to make fun of yourself. It's all right.
I mean, some of those, I guess, like, looking back, they would, like, not fly today.
Yeah, definitely not. Not at all. But back in those days, we didn't think twice about it. We just laughed.
I guess, like, it's like looking at it in the satirical point of view as well. Like, I think, like, satire as a comedic form or humorous form, I find it's really important, but I don't think those were necessarily satirical. I feel like satirical is done in a different way, whereas I feel like they were just like punching down.
Yeah, at times, yeah.
At times.
Sometimes I'm like,
yeah,
making fun out of me here, okay. There was, I don't know if you remember the Little Britain sketch where, like, it was like a job interview, and then they'll make fun out of whatever, they'll make fun out of the type of person they were.
The Hello Martin, it's Linda one.
I think so. Yes,
like,
Hello Martin, it's Linda.
Yeah, Hello Martin,
I've got
yeah.
Yeah, that one was ruthless. I saw the little person one, and they're like, I'm like, people are gonna make fun out of me because of that now.
It's interesting, isn't it? How those comedy sketches do influence everyone's like humor towards demographics of people.
Yes, it does. It definitely does, because it makes it okay. That's why it's not seen today or acceptable today, because it is making fun out of different demographics of people and marginalizing people. So yes, it's good that it's not normalized, because now we're more into empowering people instead of putting people down. So, and
I think the difference of like those kind of comedic sketches are who has written it or who it's for and who it's intended for, because I think a lot of the times, like, I definitely experienced homophobia from certain television shows, like the language that was used in that against me, which they wouldn't have heard if it wasn't for that show, you know? Yeah. And I think, like, I think it really depends on the person who is creating it, which is why I think it's so incredible with how you use your platform and, like, you, like, shine a light and just, like, take the piss and have fun with it. It's so important to do that.
Yeah, I find it sounds funny, but I find it empowering that I can make light of my situation or my condition and just have people laugh with me instead of at me. You know, like, I remember there was a video I did. It was a harmless video. and I got so many people calling me Chucky. And I thought to myself, oh my God, like, I hate that people are calling me Chucky. And then my fiance was like, if they're calling you Chucky, next Halloween, you're going to dress up as Chucky and just make a funny video out of it. Yeah. And I thought to myself, And then the idea of it, I came around to the idea of it a bit more and, thought, do you know what? I'm actually putting my own spin on it. So if anyone calls me that now, it's like, yeah, I did dress up as Chucky and made people laugh, and what? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and it was a very viral video as well.
Do you know what? I think there's, like I said earlier, there's so much power there, because not only are you taking back control of that situation, but you're then putting your middle finger back up at them and being like, you can't do anything. Like, you can't harm me,
Exactly.
And that must feel like, that must take a lot of guts to do. Where does that come from? Like that, like kind of tenacity.
I think being forced to take guts every single day, like you mentioned, like when people see others taking the mick out of like certain demographics, like people taking the mick out of me because I look like an Oompa Loompa from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I'm saying, no, I'm not. Just because you've seen it doesn't mean I am that person. So standing up for myself and having to walk on the street and people looking at me funny and people laughing at me and people just making jokes, all the time, I've had to, it's a survival instinct. It's something that I've had to push through in life. So I've kind of just, I'm lucky in that sense, because I feel like I've gained the experience to have courage and go outside the box and be the one that is standing out. So I'm used to that, It's something that, okay, yeah, I can't reach the top shelf, but, I can make you laugh at the same time, kind of thing. So I always turn a negative into a positive in some sort of way. So I try to do that through my humour.
It's so hard to do. It is so hard to do. So massive kudos to that. And I think, the work that you do is so important. I want to go back to like the beginning. So I want to go back to little baby you or child you. What was it like growing up? How did you start to understand yourself more, your own identity?
I feel like I probably started to understand myself a bit more when I realised that everyone else was growing past me, and, I had a younger brother who is taller than me. So that didn't make sense to me. All these things were not and I had to have more hospital appointments, right. More than everyone else. So I knew that I was different from a very young age. I kind of took ownership from a young age. Not ownership, but like I took power in that, because, for example, a teacher asked the class, stand up if you think, for example, 2 is a even number. And, everyone would like follow each other. And then she asked, stand up if you think 6 is an even number. And I was the only one that stood up. But I thought to myself, no, I know 6 is an even number. I know. Right? So I stood there. I was the only one that stood there. And I was shaking because I was like, okay, I'm going to stand in what I think. Yeah. And then the teacher was like, Fatima, you're right. You're the only one that thought. And I thought, yeah. I'm a smarty pants. Yeah. I'm always being like looked at and made fun out of and this and that. But I knew in that moment, if I'm looked at or whatever, it's not anything, because I'm always being looked at. Yeah. It's fine. So no
matter what situation. That's a really good way to look at it, actually.
Yeah, that's how I kind of was able to withstand the hate and the craziness of social media, because I thought, I get the hate in person all the time. Online, it's a piece of cake, isn't it? Yeah. Just try not to read them.
Just ignore it.
Just ignore it.
People are arseholes though, aren't they?
Absolutely. Honestly.
Kids are arseholes when you're younger. Adults are arseholes when you're older.
Kids right now, as well, because not right now, they've always have been, but obviously I have to understand that they're new to the world and it's always their first time seeing a little person. So imagine always being somebody's first time reaction to your condition, it's quite exhausting sometimes, so I've had children and their parents say, "Oh my God, there's a midget," and that's the most offensive thing you could say to somebody with my condition, and they were both laughing, and I thought, wow, that's horrible.
What are you teaching them?
What are you teaching them? And from then I've started like patterning parents as well, like, is that what you're teaching your children? Oh, it's not nice to stare. Oh, it's not nice. Like, I point it out because when they see me speak up for myself, or they realize that I'm human.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, sorry.
It's the dehumanizing elements, right?
Yeah.
And then when you take that power back again in that situation, it kind of flusters them.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
It does, because it makes them think, oh, wow, what can I say now? Because, she's standing up for herself, or she's making me look like a waste man or something, or making me look bad. People, if you correct them at the time and correct their wrongs, it's like, okay, let me stop. But if you don't at the time, it's kind of saying, yeah, it's okay to treat you like that.
I feel like with a lot of the things you do, it's entertaining, it's comedic, but there's also the educational side of it. But do you feel like there's a lot of pressure there in a way? What I'm trying to say is, like, language evolves over time, right? Language changes so much. And I think keeping up with discourse, a lot of people don't want to, You can be met with people that are like, I've definitely witnessed it when I've had conversations around gendered language or terminology, and people just don't want to listen. How do you deal with that kind of people that stand up against that,
I find it really frustrating sometimes, because it's like I've had so many people say, oh, if I was a person with dwarfism or a dwarf, they would say, I would just want to be called a dwarf. But you're not a person with dwarfism.
How
you
would
don't
you
know the
know?
feeling. You don't know the feeling. Like, oh, I don't want to be called a little. You don't know, darling.
I saw something you said about you're not a mythical creature.
Yeah, I'm
you're
not
a human.
mythical. Like, I just feel uncomfortable with. I've always felt uncomfortable with the term dwarf, because it's like you're othering me.
Yeah.
I want to just be called a person, and
totally.
I just happen to be little. That's all.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to be called the M word, like midget, because I just so dehumanizing. I used to be called that all the time in school, all the time. That's what you call somebody that's short. Like, okay, it's very derogatory. So, trying to tell people that and they refuse. It's annoying, but I'm going to keep hammering it in. Listen, it's not okay. Some people might not prefer to be called a little person. They might prefer to be called dwarf. So that's also something to consider. So ask people what they preferred to be called, and it's good to be respectful to people's pronouns as well these days, because it's better to respect people as they are, instead of, oh, this is what you are and this is what I think you are, so I'm going to call you that. No, it's not how it works.
I totally agree with that. And I think the most beautiful thing about our human experience is individuality.
Exactly.
And expression. And I think, like, a lot of the time the media wants to keep everyone in little categories and like boxes and keep everyone segregated. But I think, like, being open, it's not even being open, it's just being respectful.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's people that are different to you, and that's okay. Like, we can all exist and live harmoniously, and make it easier for each other rather than make it harder. How has the media been with you over the years?
It's been great, to be honest. Like, I feel like at first, when I went on the Undateables, at first I was like, I don't want to go on it. The name, Obviously now it's not on anymore, but I think if we was to call a dating show for disabilities Undateable, that there would be an uproar.
Yeah. That's crazy, because that was 2018 you went on, right?
Yes.
The fact that was 7 years ago you went on that. And that language, like, the terminology feels like it's so far away from what we would be at today. But how was that whole experience?
It was an interesting experience, to say the least. First time being on TV, I was absolutely petrified. Never done anything like that before. Like, I've performed on stage before a few times in dance school, but to go on national television was terrifying. But I thought to myself, if I want a different experience, a different life, I need to do things that are outside the box. So I just kept going against everything that society says or, you know, what people around me would say. You know, I thought, I'm going to be different, you know, so I have to do this. And maybe after this, I might go on TV a bit more. I might do this, I might do that. So I was thinking positive and I was thinking about the future as well. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I might even find someone, who knows?
Yeah.
I didn't, but it's fine. It's fine because I found my man later, exactly. You know. The guy, anyway, I'm not going to say too much about him, but yeah, it was an interesting experience and it was a cool introduction to TV, and I guess that's where almost my journey started on TV, I could say. So interesting.
What's been your favourite thing you've done on TV?
Don't Look Down. That was, thinking about it just makes my belly, you know, quiver kind of thing. It was a crazy show, you know, where I basically high wire walked 90 meters above ground, and we were training in Austria to actually do it. So we were combating our fears of heights for charity as well. We were doing it for Stand Up to Cancer, and I never done anything of that kind of caliber before. I think a few months before that, my fiance took me on a giant swing for Valentine's as a surprise. So that was a little introduction. I hated him after that. He was literally surprised when we went there, and I was like, no, you're not. You're joking. And he wasn't. And yeah, it was petrifying, scary. Now I feel like I could do it with my eyes open because of that experience in Austria. But I loved it. I did it with G.K. Barry, Anton Ferdinand, Paddy McGuinness, Chris Hughes.
What a lineup.
I know, it was a crazy lineup. Victoria Pendleton. So really, really interesting, cool people. And I learned a lot from them. And, you know, it really helped boost my confidence. Overall, because if I could do that, I could do anything. Literally, I could do anything now.
I think it shows so much of the power of the mind, right? Yeah,
it does. It does. To train your mind to do something like that, something so against the odds and something so
exhilarating.
Exhilarating. It is exhilarating. It is to the fact that you can do something like that, especially in a group as well. Yeah, it made it even better that we were in a group and we were all scared, we were all petrified, and we were all determined to do it. And we got there in the end. We crossed it.
Yeah, so amazing.
It was really cool.
Is there anything else that if you think about, would you, now that you think, oh, my mind, I can do anything, if there's any other shows, what would you?
I would love to do I'm a Celeb.
Yeah.
Give me I'm a Celeb. You know, if you make all the challenges adapted for me, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll get it done.
Okay, I want to talk about fashion. So I've seen you on red carpets. I've seen you at Glamour Awards. You got a Glamour Content Creator of the Year. Was that this year?
Yes, that was last year.
Last year. Oh yeah, 2024.
Yes.
Yeah. How was that world for you? Because obviously I feel like fashion lacks diversity in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
So how has that experience been for you, being kind of on those carpets?
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I do.
It's amazing being able to share the red carpet with so many celebs and be the only little person that is representing and showing other little people that, I'm on the red carpet.
Yeah.
And showing other people with disabilities or whoever that, I'm different, but I'm here, I'm slaying, I've got my outfits, you know, it is difficult finding dresses because I find it hard looking for dresses that fit me as well. But I feel like I've mastered how to strategize, how to dress in a way. I get a tailor now to tailor my dresses. I can't just get it off the rack, you know. And I wish I was going to say I wish I could rent them, but like I can't just cut it and whatever and then give it back kind of thing. So it is a bit difficult, but I absolutely love it. You know, I try to donate my dresses afterwards, especially to people in Africa and things like that, because I think it's good to be sustainable. It's good to give to charity. Nowadays, I am trying to rewear some of my clothes to be more sustainable and to save for a wedding as well, not for selfish reasons. So
you've got to prioritise.
Yes, you have to. It's really difficult out here, Jesus. I love dressing up, and I think, you know, even though people look at me on the street, look at me when I'm looking fabulous. I don't mind. Do it. You know, so it makes me feel empowered. It makes me feel good that, you know, when I dress well, the fact that I'm on a red carpet.
Too right.
It's just, it's so cool.
Getting awards as well.
Yeah, getting awards. Oh my God, that experience, getting an award. I still have imposter syndrome about it, because it's just like, me, creator of the year? Why? Why me? But I need to remember all those times I've just prioritized just making videos, thinking about, okay, what am I gonna create this week, and then actually executing it. You know, with my fiance, and we're just always thinking about what we're putting out there. You know, it takes a lot of effort and dedication. I know a lot of creators do it, and you know, I think for me, it's just great to be able to be awarded for that. I just feel honoured to be able to have that award in my house. I look at it all the time and I think, wow, keep going, and you know, you'll give me even more awards. And I don't even do it for the awards. I do it to educate others, and those messages that I get from people that have my condition, or parents of those that have achondroplasia, it's just that's an award for me as well, because it shows that I'm making a difference, I'm making a change. The fact that I'm recognised for that is amazing.
It's the most important thing.
Yeah, it is.
How does it feel, like those messages? Like, they must be, because I feel like we've spoken a bit about like people being dicks online or whatever, but those positive messages, they're the most heartwarming and the most meaningful ones, right? Yes,
absolutely. Like, it's heartwarming. It's everything that I wish that I kind of had growing up, and I'm supplying that to other parents, to other people, the other little people, you know. And I even almost mentor children with my condition as well. You know, I do want to do like a meetup, which will be cool, where I could give them advice and, you know, talk to them on a level about things that they've gone through or going through at the moment, and teach them ways of how to combat like haters or people bullying them or people looking at them on the street, because it is hard. It is hard when you are going through it, because it feels constant. It feels like it's never going to end, or it feels like, you know, you just sometimes don't want to be here, because all that is happening is being ridiculed and kind of ostracized for something you are born with, you know. So to provide that for other people is just amazing.
What do you wish that people would be more like?
Mindful, respectful, understanding, because I wasn't asked to be born this way. And, you know, certain comments that I get that, oh, God made you, why did God make you like that? Or why you, I don't know. I don't know. But all I know is that the people around me love me, and the people that follow my content love me. So I do not care if you don't like me or my condition or how I look, or, you know, you think that I'm ugly. I don't care. You know, thank you for giving me engagement. You know, that's what I appreciate. But besides your comment, like, leave me alone, you know? I just wish people would keep their thoughts to themselves. But with social media, it gives people the opportunity to spread their negativity onto people. So I wish people would just shush, you know, just...
Do you think social media platforms have more of a responsibility?
Absolutely. I'm happy that they provide tools to kind of take the comments away, but I think they should block people that, you know, use bad language straight away. Or there should be like a warning, you know, if they're constantly abusing people, you know, because I feel like there can be a way to detect if they are being horrible to people all the time. So I definitely do think there is ways, and there's more of a responsibility for social media platforms to kind of protect their creators, protect people from cyberbullying, because it happens so often, and it's something that needs to be tackled.
I feel like some people actually make accounts just to spam people. Or to spread hate.
Yeah, because they won't do it off their own one.
That's so sad though, isn't it? What a sad little life, Jane.
I know. What a sad little life.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to go to your engagement. Congratulations. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Congrats.
So you're getting ready for the wedding?
Yes.
I saw that you've just started a podcast as well.
It's a little fake one.
Together we discuss it like a wedding diary.
Yeah. So
that's good though.
So it's like a we almost discuss what we're going through on a reel. Yeah. So we just have like a little 30-minute chat, and then the best bits we just put in a reel.
Yeah.
Because we thought, do you know what? Let's just do it on like socials and make it on a social media video thing instead of a whole podcast, just to see how it would go. And when he proposed to me, honestly, mate, that was mad, because I was like, I was kind of hinting it in a way. My mum was hinting it as well, bless her, because I was saying to him, you know, we've been together 3 years now. What is this? What's going on? Yeah. What are we? You know? So, and he kept saying one day, and it was getting on my nerves. Yeah. It was getting on my nerves. I was like, okay. And then when we were in Thailand, I thought, oh, okay, it's going to happen. Comes to the last day, I thought, I don't think it's going to happen, you know. So I just got in a mood with him that day. I was really upset with him. It was like, let's just go to the beach and watch the sunset. I don't want to watch the sunset. I don't want to watch it. And then next thing you know, I'm sitting really close to the sea, and, you know, I'm just looking at the sunset away from him because I wasn't in the mood. And, you know, he told me to turn around, and I was like, what? No way. Like, the biggest surprise ever. Like, I wanted it, but I didn't expect it, kind of thing. And ever since then, we've obviously been planning the wedding. Very stressful, not gonna lie. Trying to plan like a guest list, the food, because we want both African food and Polish food. We want a summer wedding, so it's gonna be in August.
This year?
Yes, August this year. Yeah, we wanted it to happen. It's better to have it as soon as possible instead of always pushing it, kind of thing. So, I'm super excited for it. It's going to be really amazing with all our friends and family, and, you know, it's going to be a vibe. It's going to be really fun.
How annoying is it though, like when you're planning like, oh, a summer wedding, we'll do it in August, but still in the UK, you can't rely on the sun.
I know. That's why I wanted a destination wedding, but I was being considerate of everyone and their children and how expensive it will be. It's already expensive going all the way down to Cornwall, but it's better than going Italy, which is where I wanted it to be. But it's okay.
You can always renew there.
Yes, we'll renew it there. Yeah, that's a great idea, actually. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's exciting though. Like, I feel like it's something to look forward to. Did you? Because to be honest, growing up, like, I didn't think I would ever get engaged, to be honest, or have children, because I think as a queer person, I didn't foresee that. That wasn't something that was written out for me, you know? And as I've got older, that has kind of started to change. How has that been for you?
It's been like you said, I think for me, when I was growing up, I didn't think that I would find someone that would actually love me for who I am, and, you know, want to have kids with me, because there's 50% chance that I could give my child the same condition as me. And I thought, no one's going to want to be with someone like me. And then when I met Alan, he really changed my perspective on it all, because he said, you know what? It's fine. I don't really see you any different. Like, I just think you're cuter, to be honest. I thought,
oh, I love that.
You know, he's lovely, and you know, he really accepted me for who I am, and you know, he's excited to have kids with me, and I'm like, what? It's amazing. It's just finding the right person is so important, so important. He's got cerebral palsy as well, so we understand what it's like to have a disability and to be different. And you know, he kind of limps when he walks, so people look at him funny sometimes. So yeah, having that has been such a blessing, because understanding each other is understanding the emotions of having a disability and connecting on that and not feeling judged as well. So yeah, that's why I can't wait to marry him. I can't wait.
What was the reaction to your engagement like from online? Not the negative, ignore the negative, just the positive. What was that like?
Oh, they were excited. They were so happy. Like, my people were so happy. You know, I think it was almost like, yeah, come on. You know, we've seen you guys for a long time together. Yeah. So yeah, you guys, you finally made an honest woman out of her. You know?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm glad everyone was happy, and you know, my sister, we were on FaceTime to each other, and she was just like, oh my God, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, look, you know, just crying on the phone on FaceTime. So yeah, it was such a happy moment.
There's like no reason that that shouldn't happen. You shouldn't feel that joy, and the normalcy, like the normalizing everything and having that experience. I guess it's for people to see you living your best life, living your truth, living authentically. It empowers them to do the same.
Oh yeah, and that's why I publicize my life, because I'm trying to live this positive life that I want to share, so that people understand that it's about your mindset. It's about meeting the right person, because for a long time I was just meeting waste men that, you know, was not going to treat me right at all and didn't. And I just want to be a good example to other people. If, you know, I will make mistakes because I'm human, but I think I really want to portray and show the life that just because you're little, just because you've got a condition, just because you go through hardships, there's still a way to turn it around. There's still a way to be positive, and you can achieve the dreams that you want. And that's why I wrote a book, Main Character Energy. Yep. You know, so it's. I feel like I kind of have a responsibility to do that as well.
How did you find being an author?
Interesting, really interesting. Writing the book was like therapy in a way, because I had to dig deep. I had to talk about things I haven't spoken about in a long time. And also, like, writing, also, it's not just making a short video. Writing is like, you know, you're really sharing your inner thoughts. You're sharing past traumas, successes, the stories of how, like, literally how you got into social media or modeling or whatever it is. So I feel like I gave people that insight to my life that they, you know, if people didn't know too much about me, now they know through my book.
Yeah, well, amazing. I think it's another platform for you to channel through and give another way to express yourself. I think, what have we got? Like, comedian, author, content creator, model.
Yep. What else is there?
What's next? What's next for you?
Who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe a bit of acting.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Is that an exclusive?
Might be. Might not be.
Amazing. Well, I hope to see, and I hope to see you doing so much more of the things that you want to do, and just continue to kind of shine that light.
Yes, I shall. I will. I like to call myself a Jackie of all trades.
A Jackie.
Yeah, you know, I get, not like I get bored of things, but once I've mastered something, I want to go on to the next thing. So I might be a cook soon.
Yeah, well, this is it.
I might be a chef. I might be a baker.
Also, I think when you've felt you've been held back from society, and then things are opening up and you're doing things, it's like, no, actually, I can do that. Yeah, I can continue to do that.
It's true. It's true. Like, I have that fire in me to prove people wrong. When someone says I can't, I go out of my way to say, darling, look what I did. I did it.
Yeah.
You know? So it's really important to just prove people wrong and be that resilient person, because life is going to knock you down. No matter who you are, life is going to knock you down, and you have to find it in you to get back up. If you ain't got yourself, who's got you? Like, you have to do it for yourself at the end of the day. So I always give that message to people, because resilience is something that everyone needs to have if they want to get a challenge done, or if they want to lose weight, if they want to get that new job, career, you know, whatever it may be, you have to be resilient.
Fats, thank you so much for joining me on The Pieces today. You were an incredible guest. Thank you for everything that you do and continue to do. And I can't wait to see you keep shining, baby.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.